Today I want to talk about one of my most favourite video games for the PlayStation 2, and that game is none other than Dog's Life. Man's best friend right here in the game. Obviously, we've all been army soldiers in Call of Duty and Battlefront games. We've all been space marines with Halo. We've all been bears trying to save their sister from witches with Banjo-Kazooie. We've all been Italian plumbers, former carpenters, trying to save the princess. And now, just a simple dog. Good old Jake. And look at that, nice and clean inside. You remember when games came with manuals and all that? I remember those days. Dr. Virtual remembers. Beautiful manual, love it, love it. And it was advertised on the back, My Street. Never played that game, I don't think I've even got it in my collection, but definitely it's a game I look forward to actually trying to play. So, let's begin with Dog's Life then, shall we? Of course. So, Dog's Life, right. My journey began with this game specifically on the demo. I can't remember which demo one it was, what other games were involved on that demo disc. Do you remember demo discs? I remember demo discs, they were great. They were a good thing of the 2000s and 1990s and whatnot. Especially loved them on the PS1 discs. But anyway, what I loved about the demo, that obviously you get to play a little portion of the game. No time trials, nothing, you get to replay as much as you want. This game above pretty much all those other games, I can't remember which ones they were, but I'm pretty sure they were good games. This game was the most replayable one for me. I kept playing this game over and over and over again till eventually I saved up enough pocket money to go to the shop and get it once it was actually released. And I was really happy about that too. From what I actually remember of the story of Dog's Life is that you play as Jake, you know, the main character here, Jake, and you are it's actually basically a rescue game, so it is kind of like Super Mario where you have to rescue the princess, and in this case it's another dog you have to rescue. She gets dog napped by these folk here. I believe the story was a bit dark as well, but I guess it gave you something to work on. I believe the dog, I think if I remember correctly, she was going to be turned into dog meat or something like that. And I remember I was shocked when I actually saw that. I was only a teenager at the time. I thought I could handle it, and I don't like how that happened to dogs. So I thought this game was really so close to my heart because I love canines and I love dogs, and I'm a dog person more than any other animal in the world. So that's what I remember about the story, is that Jake is on a mission to save, I think her name was Daisy, the other dog that he actually knows her, of course. And along the way you're not just Jake, you can actually choose between different dogs. There were so many different dogs in this game you get to choose as, and which I think, choose as, I say switch to, which is absolutely amazing. So you're not just one dog on the mission, you get to play as different dogs to help you. I believe they actually help you solve the different puzzles. They were kind of like essential. Think of Banjo-Kazooie when he gets transformed to different creatures and things in Banjo-Kazooie for the N64 in order to get certain jiggies. I believe dogs in this game were of the same sort of reason to actually change into the dog so you can get certain bones or complete certain objectives that you can't do with Jake. Absolutely phenomenal game. Really good story. I remember that. If I remember correctly, that was right. I think she was going to get turned into dog meat, which was quite dark. So, Smello-Vision. I remember playing this game and just be blown away by the amazing genius that the game devs actually put this in the game. So basically, Smello-Vision is you're looking through the eyes of the dog, specifically using its powerful nose to smell out different scents, which are different things in the game. Like you could do objective stuff, solve puzzles, race other dogs in the neighborhood or for that specific area. And I just loved using the Smello-Vision. It was an absolute game changer for me. I didn't even want to come out of it. The majority of the time I was playing the game just using the dog's senses in the nose and just smelling everything until everything is covered. In fact, when you play this game, it's pretty important that you do use Smello-Vision because you're going to need to progress through the game and whatnot. So Smello-Vision, I wish that games were still innovative enough to actually be that creative. That's what I love about old retro games, man. They had this sort of quirky stuff in there, and it was actually a pretty genius thing to do because you're playing as a dog And what's one of the things that dogs love to do? They love to smell stuff. They've got a powerful nose. It's extremely powerful. They can smell all sorts of things. And having this in there makes you feel like you are a dog. And that was absolutely amazing. In fact, so after this video, when I've finished with it, I'm actually going to record some gameplay. So you get to see what the game's like, fellow gaming minions. You looking forward to that?
Yes, definitely.
I most definitely have. Because if you just said no, I'm doing it anyway. Nothing you can do to stop me. So, what I really want to give this game credit for as well is that you get to behave like a dog. You get to bark, you get to beg for treats, you get to perform maneuvers or moves that simulate pooping, farting, you know, doing doggy paws and stuff like that. It was just amazing, man. This game is just simple by today's standards, but back in the day this was a real gem. In fact, it still is absolutely phenomenal. This game is, oh man, just having those little doggy moments and you get to just behave like a dog was the extra cherry on the top of the icing of the cake. It was just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Dog's Life is just a one of a kind. It's a one of a kind video game. I'm aware there's other games that have, like, you can play as dogs and cats and stuff like that. In fact, I've probably got some in my collection. But this one was probably the first ever one I actually fell in love with. Dog's Life. PS2. Awesome game. Looking clean. Good stuff. Love the back of it as well. Looks amazing, doesn't it? So bad out of the reflection. See what I mean? The Smello-Meter, that's what it is. Gets to look through the eyes of a dog, with all the nose and stuff. I believe it's a one-player game. But games like this, how come games like this don't get remastered? This game would actually be really, really well with the audiences, even pretty much younger audiences. But if if you're a casual gamer, I'm pretty sure you'll like it as well. If that game was to get remastered. In fact, I keep saying it on Facebook posts and or Twitter posts as well, or X posts now, that what games would you like to see remastered? And this is the game that I'm always saying. I would love to see Dog's Life remastered, or maybe just another game of it, but a remaster would probably be awesome. You know, going back to the PS2, remastering is such a fantastic game. Or you don't have to remaster it, just leave perfection where it is. You know, why mess with something perfect? If it's not broke, which it isn't, don't fix it. Doesn't need fixing. Let it stay the game as it is then. You know what I mean? Let gems be gems. Because sometimes with remastering, you know, there could be too many changes where the game may not be as good as the original. But in any case, that's Dog's Life. Dog's Life is a one-of-a-kind game. Have you ever played it before, fellow gaming minions? Have you played it? You heard about it? In fact, like I said earlier in today's video, I am definitely going to make a gameplay of it. It won't just be like 10-15 minutes. I might go a little bit longer. I might play the full game so you get to have the full whack of it. So you get to see exactly what I see in the game and see how it's so awesome. A lot of you may have recency bias with today's graphics and today's technology and games, yada yada yada, blah, whatever. But if you can look past all of that and go back to the days when gaming was in the platinum stage, above gold, yes, then I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy Dog's Life when I make a video gameplay of it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So that's me in a nutshell, so to speak. That's more Dog's Life. That's done. It's great to show some love for this game. And there are some people that actually did play it. And to those people, if you find this video, well, hello. How you doing? Leave your comment section below. I'd love to hear your comments about this game. Take care of yourself, fellow gaming minions, and may retro gaming live on.